Good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, May 17th, 2017, and this is your Fun Fact of the Day. This subject is going to be hard for many people to hear. It's hard for me to hear. It's hard for me to speak. This subject is about gossiping and how a womanly woman doesn't partake in gossip. She neither gossips herself nor sits around as people gossip. Gossip is so entrenched in our society that we have magazines dedicated to it. We name television shows after it. Gossip, fill in the blank, usually girls. Or fill in the blank gossip, or gossip somewhere in the title. And if I were a betting girl, I would bet that almost everyone has in some way, shape, or form participated in gossip, probably even unashamedly. Gossip is so normalized and even sometimes encouraged. We've even given it a name. We call it venting. Now I get there are legitimately times where venting is not gossiping, but more often than not, when you say, "Oh no, I'm not gossiping, I'm just venting," you're probably gossiping. When we vent, we try to get something off our chest. We talk about something that's happened recently, which is totally fine. But in general, we paint other people in as poor of a light as possible while making ourselves a shining hero. So what is the distinction between venting and gossiping? When is venting legitimately venting and not gossiping? In general, it's what you expect to accomplish by it. If you're just telling someone a story so that way other people know what happened to your day and how horrible it was and how horrible Sally Mae treated you, probably gossiping. If, however, you are looking to get advice, how to approach the situation, on how to respond, on how to better equip yourself with the next time it may or may not happen, pray about it, or to find a solution to the whatever issue's going on, then you're probably venting and you're looking for encouragement and help in the situation and how to be a better person in it. So if you are telling the story, venting to have some feedback so that you can be a better person, that's almost certainly venting. If you're just talking to talk, you're most likely gossiping. Now, I'm sure everyone has that one person, usually your spouse if you're married, that you tell everything to. Like, this is how my day went. And sometimes, that can be good and mostly harmless. But when you start getting to the point where you're telling all your friends or multiple people about this horrible person, yeah, that's not a good thing. If you are speaking badly about someone and ruining their reputation to other people, whether or not they actually know this person, that's not good. You should not be speaking down about someone to the point where other people look poorly on that person. So if you're talking to your trusted person, again, for me it's my spouse, and seeking their advice, even if it does paint a poor picture of someone else, the person you're talking to, you're trying to get their perspective from an outsider position to look at what's happened, how you should have responded, what you should do next time, how you should approach, what you should say later, should you apologize. That's what venting is supposed to do. It's not supposed to be tearing someone down and then walking away. It's supposed to be, this is the situation, what do I do, how do I respond, should I apologize, and taking that advice. So a womanly woman does not gossip. She does not open her mouth to slander others or tear them down, even if it is true. Even if what you are saying is 100% accurate and someone was that low scum that day and they actually did the thing you're saying, you are not to tear them down. A womanly woman does not spout things that would hurt another person. She also wouldn't participate in other people's gossip. You want proof that gossiping is very normalized in our country? Try pointing out that someone is gossiping. Not only does it get super uncomfortable when you do this, the person you're pointing this out to will almost certainly defend themselves, harshly even. They will use the word venting, and they are likely to go to another friend and tell them how much of a prude you are, thereby continuing the gossip train. However, a womanly woman will stand up to gossip. She will stand up to her friends, and she will point out that, hey, you're not being very loving. You're saying very harsh things about someone, and I don't think you're trying to say this so that you can see from an outsider's perspective. I think you're just saying this to tear someone down. A womanly woman will lovingly say something like that. Probably not those words exactly. I'm not very tactful. Sitting there listening to someone else get slandered by another person is just as bad as slandering them yourself. Bad things happen when good people sit around doing nothing. This applies to gossiping too. In other news, it is National Cherry Cobbler Day. Strangely, not a huge fan of cherries when I was a kid. Slowly getting used to them and enjoying them, but only the real cherries that, have the stem. Like the Pocahontas. I can sit there and, eat cherries like that dog all day. Spit out the seed. Any other cherry, though, not a huge fan of. It is also Rat Pack Day. I think it might be supposed to be Pack Rat Day, but either way, this is, I guess, a celebration of hoarders. So maybe this day is dedicated to, hey, I noticed you're a hoarder. Let's clean up your house. Maybe that's what this day is supposed to be about. Hoarding is not necessarily the most healthy thing to do with things. At some point, you need to get rid of them. Hope you've enjoyed this fun fact of the day. See you tomorrow.